Hello, everybody.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us at Childcare Works of America to talk about the 2017 Family Advocacy Summit. We have great things in store for you today. We're so excited to see you all in April. We're going to talk a lot about what to expect, hopefully answer any questions that you may have, and hear our voices and get to meet the team virtually, and get to meet each other virtually as you see everyone's names and their questions come in. I'm Michelle McCready. I'm the Chief of Public Policy here at Childcare Works of America. I have the pleasure of knowing many of you who have come to our what used to be called Parents at Symposium and our Family Advocacy Summits in years past. And there's several of you who are joining us for the first time that we're incredibly excited about as well. And I'm sure you have a lot of questions and wonderings about what to expect in the next couple of weeks and how to best prepare to come to Washington, D.C. And we'll hope to answer those today. I did want to direct your attention to the chat box. It's a feature at the bottom of your little gray box in the corner for those on GoToWebinar. If you have questions, go ahead and chat them in that box. We'll be looking at them throughout the presentation and make sure that we're addressing your questions and concerns. And also, if you would like to be unmuted, you can raise your hand during our question and answer portion at the end if you'd like to speak. You have two different ways that you can communicate with us. One is via chat throughout the presentation, and we really do want to make sure that we are having a conversation, or that if you want clarification on anything, that you type them in to the chat box. And then again, during the end of this portion, we'll make sure that for those that do want to speak, we can unmute the phone, and you just raise your hand and let us know. So with that, again, we're so thrilled to host the families this year. We have about 60 family members coming to Washington, D.C., our largest ever. We've been doing this program, bringing families to D.C. to meet with their representatives and train and meet other advocates for almost a decade. This is our 9th year. And so we're incredibly excited to have those of you. Some of us that are coming have been with us every single year since we started. Some have been for several years, and again, some are brand new. So we're excited to have all of you attend. And with that, we have a great team here at Childcare Works of America ready to greet you and help support you. Our leader of this project, I'm about to turn the controls over to her. Her name is Desiree Timms, and she's our Senior Policy Advisor here at Childcare Works of America, who's going to walk you all through what to expect as you come and make your preparations to come to Washington, D.C., April 23rd through the 25th. So with that, Desiree.
Great. Thanks, Michelle. Good morning, everyone. So today my goal is to go through and answer as many potential questions you all may have through the presentation of this PowerPoint and this webinar. And then at the conclusion of the presentation, I will send out an email. In that email, there will be step-by-step directions to complete several outstanding tasks that will be due this Friday, in addition to a recording of today's webinar. So let's get started. So as you know, you apply and were accepted to attend the Family Advocacy Summit, which will be at the Washington Court Hotel in Washington, D.C. If you were here last year, you will remember having to take the shuttle bus to the Capitol, back and forth to the Union Station, etc. This year, we are excited because the hotel is just steps away from the Capitol. So all of your meetings will be in walking distance, as well as Union Station, and a lot of opportunities to sightsee and other things that you may be interested in doing during your stay here in Washington, D.C. So what to expect? The weather is unpredictable, as you all may be aware of. Recently, we've had 77-degree weather and as low as 30 degrees. Given the late April date, I assume that it will be warmer. However, it may rain. So you may want to bring a light jacket, you want to bring an umbrella, and any comfortable attire that will allow you to carry out the task in spite of the weather. But hopefully it's sunshine the entire 3 days you're here. During your Capitol Hill meetings, I'm not 100% sure if the Senate and House will be in session. Most likely they will, and you should wear business professional attire. If they are not in session, you may have meetings with staffers who are in jeans, but it'll still be more impactful and more influential if you come in business professional attire so that they will take more seriously the issues that you're advocating for. You will also have to walk from the Senate side to the House side, and you may end at the House, which means you'll be walking from the House side back to the hotel. That being said, you will need comfortable shoes. It is a lot of walking. We will do our best to try to have staff accommodate those who may not be able to walk as much and take the trolleys and the trains underground between the Senate and the House side, but that is just not guaranteed. So be prepared to do a lot of walking. And there are cafeterias in the Senate and in the House, so if you need bottled water, we'll have staff in each cafeteria sitting at the table to provide you with any refreshments that you may need prior to your meetings or after your meetings. New to advocacy. If this is your first time attending the Family Advocacy Summit and you've never had a meeting before, or perhaps you've had a meeting before at the local level or with your state representatives but not quite at the federal level, I will say for the most part it is the same skill set and the same takeaways, and the things that you said to your mayor, to your governor, are pretty much the same thing you're going to share and say to your federal lawmakers. We hope that during your stay you will have the opportunity to learn more about how to effectively communicate your ask, how to advocate for certain bills that you're passionate about, and to stop the bills that will harm or be detrimental to the issues in which you are advocating for. During the summit, you'll have time to practice your pitch. You'll practice in groups. You'll be able to share your story. You'll have support during the meeting. We will have subject matter experts on hand to help lend you advice, or if you just want to practice, or if you are a seasoned advocate and you want to brush up, or perhaps you want to use more technical language in your meetings aside from sharing your story, you will have all of that, the training and all the opportunities you will need during the summit. So hopefully you will be able to take advantage of that. What am I advocating for? So as you know, Childcare Works of America is a nonprofit organization, and we are not, we don't swing Democrat or Republican, so most of our ask, and for the most part all of our ask, will be nonpartisan. We will advocate for a child care bill as an organization and as a movement. So if there is a child care bill that we think will advance our issue and advance our cause, we will share that information with you. You'll have those talking points, and you'll be able to, 1, understand the bill, 2, be able to discuss it, and 3, be able to advocate for that bill. If there is not, then we will talk about other things like funding to programs like CCDBG, talking and sharing your story. Maybe there's something that's going on at the state level that you want to share with your respective federal lawmaker. We will be more amenable during the time as we get closer. But I want to say that we may have a bill, we may not, but you will receive all the information you need during the training. And we'll have all of the talking points during the training, and you'll be able to practice. The burning question that you all have, hotel and flights. So we will have your hotel rooms ready when you arrive. today, at the conclusion of the call, you will receive an email from me. In that email, there is a form to complete. In that form, you will select if you're bringing a guest or not, if you want a queen bed or a king. All of that information will be included in the form. At the bottom of the form, you will have to check and agree that you will arrive on Sunday and leave on Tuesday. So everyone will check in and check out on the same day, although the times may vary given that you all are coming from different locations. Incidentals. So you will not have to use a credit card for the rooms because we're booking everything, but we will ask that you do not order any room service or anything like that. We will be providing snacks, and there will be breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the most part throughout the duration of your stay. If you decide to venture off-site to Union Station or to some of the other restaurants, we will be able to reimburse you to a certain extent. You obviously can't go out and have filet mignon and Merlot, and we'll pay for that. Like, that won't happen. But if you want a cheeseburger from Shake Shack, or you get hungry and you just need some more food, we'll be happy to reimburse you for that. When you check into the hotels, we will give you an envelope. In that envelope, you will keep all of your receipts. And then when you check out of the hotel, we will collect those envelopes with all of your receipts. And I'll share more with that in a second webinar that we'll have closer to the date. Now, in regards to booking your flights, also in the email that you'll receive at the conclusion of the webinar is a scheduling tool. During this time, you'll book a time, and there will be 3 staffers, myself, Mia, and Chrissy. We will work with you to book your flights or book your trains, or if you're driving, we'll discuss the reimbursement for mileage and gas. And that's the time where we will also be able to answer any outstanding questions you may have one-on-one. So at the end of the call, don't forget that you will have to complete your hotel room request, and you will also have to schedule time to book your flight with us. Scheduling Capitol Hill meetings. We've also received questions about how do I schedule my meeting, who's going to schedule it for me, I don't know how to do it, how does this work? So we would like you all to join your local state CCR&R agencies during your Capitol Hill visits, and we will work with them to schedule your meetings. If there is not a CCR&R in your area, we will book the meetings for you, and someone from our staff will accompany you to the meetings. So you will not have to do the meetings by yourself. If you want to, and you're a seasoned advocate and you've got this, by all means, feel free to schedule. But let us know in advance during the one-on-one meetings that you want to do that on your own so that we can prepare, because we're keeping a list of all meetings and all times for logistical purposes. So please do not schedule meetings on your own unless you talk to us during that one-on-one phone call. Again, it will be much more easier if you attend the meetings with your CCR&R, and I think that it will be impactful if there is one larger meeting versus 2 smaller ones with the same staffer. So that being said, if you schedule a meeting with Representative X from Utah and the CCR&R schedules a meeting with Representative X from Utah, one of the meetings may be canceled because you all are coming to meet and talk about the same thing on the same day. So please work with us to ensure that that does not happen. Should I bring spending money? Yes, you should bring your own spending money. We will provide food Monday and Tuesday, but if you want snacks or additional food, you may need to purchase it on your own. And there are several ways to do that. Again, as I mentioned, we will reimburse you. And then we also have petty cash options. So in the Google Doc that you received last week to register for this call, there was also an option to request petty cash. If you have not completed that, please do. If you don't need petty cash, we are again happy to reimburse you for any costs that you may have during your stay. I also recommend downloading the Genius Scan app. That app, you'll be able to take pictures of your receipt and you'll be able to email it to us. And again, the easier it is for us to process your receipts, the faster you will be reimbursed. Now, how much money you need to spend You'll need for activities, it really depends. All of the museums are free for the most part. Any snacks, just it's going to be a little bit more expensive in DC than it is in the rest of the country, to be honest. No more than $100, $150. It just depends on your personal preferences and what you intend to do. Will I have any free time? Monday is an all-day training and will last from 8 a.m. to about 9 p.m. with intermittent breaks and meals. So we will have breaks for you to woosah, breaks for you to eat dinner. If you just want to go back to your room and rest for a few minutes, we'll include those. But for the most part, Monday is all day, and Tuesday is the Day on the Hill rally, followed by your meetings on Capitol Hill. So you won't have much free time on Tuesday unless you decide to sightsee or do something at the end of the day, although you may be exhausted. Just depends on your energy levels. Personally, I recommend Sunday. If you've never been to DC and you want to sightsee or you want to eat at some cool restaurants that you've read about, Sunday when you check in is the day that you will have the most flexibility in terms of your schedule. Arrival day. Once you get to the hotel, you will look for a Childcare Works of America staffer. We would share a phone number a few days before to contact the appropriate staffer. You can check in at the hotel front desk. They will have your name and room number on file, so you just check in, give them your name, they'll give you a key, but prior to that you will receive another detailed email about where you can meet us for a reception that evening, and you can also network and meet other policy experts, other staffers here at Childcare Works of America, and of course the team that you're working with for the Family Advocacy Summit. If you arrive early on Sunday, again, this might be the best day to explore DC. So if you want to check into the room, take a nap, and go out on the town, feel free to do that as long as you are up and ready Monday morning. So again, as I mentioned, America Sunday night reception, we will provide dinner and networking opportunities during this time. It would be another good time to meet other parents who are also attending the summit. I hope that you all are connecting on Facebook in the Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group, send me an email and I will get you added. And then there may be opportunities if you just haven't seen your friends in a long time who are also fellow advocates. That might be a great time to catch up. And if you all want to leave together for a night on the town to go sightsee or go to some museums, which are open on Sundays, I believe till 7 o'clock p.m., that may be a good time to do that. If you are not interested in attending the Sunday night reception, then we will see you Monday morning at 8 a.m. So Childcare Works. We've also received some questions about Childcare Works. You all submitted your applications through our website, childcareworks.org, and so I wanted to just briefly touch a little bit on what Childcare Works is about. It is a movement. We are building supporters from the general public to advocate for childcare laws that will work for all families. We have seen the president and different lawmakers from both parties across the aisle talking about the need to fix a broken childcare system. So if you are on social media, you've seen Childcare Works posts. If you're on Facebook or in the group, we try to post on there as well, Twitter, Instagram, in order to engage a broader audience than what we have traditionally performed outreach to. So we would love for you all to join the website and become a connector. As a connector, you will get all emails from Childcare Works. You'll stay up to date on all childcare policy and legislation. And you also have the opportunity to spread the word, retweet some of our awesome tweets and graphics on Facebook and Twitter. And it only costs $35 for you to become a connector. So again, at the conclusion of the webinar, you will receive an email with detailed instructions. When you register for the summit, there's an opportunity or an option for you to become a connector for $35 at the registration. You don't have to. If not, just don't check that box and don't pay, and we'll provide more details on site once you're in DC. If you're interested in learning more about Childcare Works, becoming a part of the movement, and becoming a Childcare Works connector. Now I'm going to open it up for questions. If you raise your hand or use the chat box. I will unmute you and you can ask your question. Okay, I don't see any questions in the chat box, and I don't see anyone raising their hands. So I just want to share with you all again the frequently asked question page on Childcare Works website. It has more detailed information about the hotel, how many people will attend, how to set up the meetings, information about your guests or questions you may have, food expenses, spending money. And again, this is also in the Facebook group. So feel free to visit this page. And in the meantime, contact us with any questions you may have. If you're at work and can't talk, or if you are listening and not watching the webinar, be on the lookout for that email, which will include a recording of today's webinar. And you can also email us with any questions. The email address provided here on the webinar is ccw@usa.childcareware.org. Again, that email address is ccw@usa.childcareware.org. The team will be monitoring that account to answer any questions you all may have. However, we look forward to answering those questions during our one-on-one meetings that you will set up this afternoon using the email links that you'll receive. You can also find us on Facebook in the advocacy group, Childcare Works of America Parent Leaders. And also you may be able to receive answers from other parents or anything that we haven't covered that another parent may be able to better answer given their experience. Thank you all so much for joining, and we look forward to talking to you this week. Have a good day.